Hello dear friend and welcome. She was part of one of the most important bands in history. Her beauty and magnetic stage presence made her stand out, captivating thousands of fans worldwide. But despite all of this, her life was not all happiness. She went through many obstacles that you probably couldn't imagine. Now, let's explore the story of Agnetha Fältskog, one of the most beautiful voices behind the ABBA group. Agnetha Fältskog was born on April 5, 1950, in the city of Jönköping, in South Sweden. It was clear from an early age that she was destined for the world of music, as she wrote her first song at the age of 6, titled Två små troll, Two Little Trolls in English, encouraged by her father, Knut Ingber Fältskog, who was part of the artistic world. Agnetha started taking piano and singing lessons at the age of 8. Her father also took the young and promising singer to perform in public parks and church choirs. Agnetha's artistic talent led her to form her first band in her early teens, called the Cambers, along with 2 other friends. At the age of 15, Agnetha decided to leave school and dedicate herself solely to music, as it was what she truly loved to do. During this period, the band started touring Scotland, gradually making Agnetha more and more recognized. When she was 17, she was invited to release a solo album, and although she felt a bit sad to leave her friends, she believed it was the best option for her career. In that same year, 1967, she released her first solo album titled Agnetha Fältskog, featuring the lead single, Jag Var Så Kär, I Was So In Love in English. 2 years later, she released her second album, which was named Agnetha Fältskog Volume 2. In that same year of 1967, she met the composer and music producer Björn Ulvaeus on a TV program. Agnetha mentioned that she already admired him, and Björn revealed that he had bought her album even before seeing her in person, as he had great admiration for her talent. The two immediately grew close, quickly developing a romantic relationship, and it didn't take long for them to get married. Björn had a musical and friendship partnership with Benny, and shortly after, they met Anni-Frid in a contest they participated in. Annie and Benny started dating, and from there a friendship blossomed between the two couples. Initially, they didn't think about singing together, but over time, they realized they had great chemistry when they performed together. This marked the beginning of one of the greatest bands that ever existed. Despite being part of ABBA, Agnetha maintained her solo career alongside it, releasing albums and giving performances. In the early days of the band, Agnetha and Frida served as backing vocalists until the guys realized that the two singers stood out and garnered much more attention than them. They then decided that Agnetha and Frida would be the two main voices of the band. Before being called ABBA, the group was named Björn and Benny, Agnetha and Anni-Frid. In 1973, they released their debut album titled Ring Ring. In 1974, the band, which at that time began to be known as ABBA, an amalgamation of the members' initials, participated in the renowned Eurovision contest and secured first place with their song Waterloo. This victory propelled the song to the top of the music charts in the UK and reached 6th place in the United States. The band always garnered attention for their harmonies, the beauty of the members, their fashion choices, the lyrics of their songs, and the fact that they consisted of 2 couples, which amplified their on-stage chemistry. Following that album, they released several others. In 1976, they unveiled The Rival, which became a tremendous success with tracks like Dancing Queen and Knowing Me Knowing You. In 1977, they introduced the album, featuring hits such as Take a Chance on Me and The Name of the Game. In 1979, it was time for the album Voulez-Vous, which achieved success with tracks like Chiquitita and Does Your Mother Know? Oh, with the release of the Super Trooper album, they brought forth hits like Super Trooper and The Winner Takes It All. It's important to note that this is just a small portion of the band's vast and marvelous discography, which sold nearly 500 million albums worldwide. Now tell me, do you also have memories associated with ABBA's music? Leave a comment, as we would love to hear. Despite all this success in glamour, Agnetha's life did not continue flawlessly. She had to overcome many obstacles. In 1979, she separated from Bjorn after discovering his infidelity with journalist Lena Keller's Joe. He denied the betrayal, but precisely 6 months after their divorce was finalized, he entered into a relationship with Lena, ultimately marrying her. Agnetha and Bjorn had 2 children together, Linda and Peter. Despite these circumstances, they decided to continue in the band, not allowing personal issues to disrupt the group. For the sake of their children and their professional partners, it was during this period of resurgence that Agnetha took on the lead vocals for the song. The Winner Takes It All, written by Bjorn and Benny. According to Bjorn himself, it took him about an hour to compose the song while emptying a bottle of whiskey. This song was related to their divorce, and Agnetha was chosen to interpret the entire song. She has mentioned that it was very cathartic for her to express her feelings through singing this song, which became a huge success due to its emotional nature and because it reflected what she was going through at the time. In fact, this is one of Agnetha's favorite songs, shortly after Benny and Frida also separated, which strongly influenced the band's breakup. Additionally, Agnetha's personal issues played a significant role in the end of the band, especially after she was diagnosed with a fear of flying. This fear developed after she had to make an emergency landing during a storm while traveling in a private jet with her family. Due to this trauma, Agnetha only traveled by land transportation, which greatly affected the logistics of the band. The peak of this situation came when she did not participate in ABBA's world tour in 1979 and 1980. As well as the European tour in 1980 and 1981. The band's last show took place on December 11, 1982. After going through this turbulent period, Agnetha had other short-lived relationships, but the communists didn't last long. In 1983, she was involved in a car accident while driving alone on a rural road. She lost control of the car and crashed into a tree, sustaining serious injuries that required several days of hospitalization to recover. In 1994, another traumatic event occurred when her mother unexpectedly passed away. According to Agnetha, this was the most difficult situation she had ever faced in her life. As a result, she developed severe depression, and 2 years later, while recovering, she experienced another tragedy with the death of her beloved father, which caused her to go through another tremendous period of depression. As if all of that wasn't enough, she faced constant harassment from paparazzi and obsessed fans throughout her career with ABBA. She was frequently stalked and had her privacy invaded, which caused her anxiety and stress. In a later interview, she described the experience as extremely distressing and said that it took years to recover from such intrusion. Despite everything, she continued to release some solo albums, including Wrap Your Arms Around Me, which topped the charts in several European countries, including the United Kingdom, and produced several successful singles. In 2004, she made a discreet return to music with the album My Coloring Book, which featured covers of her favorite songs from the 1960s. The album was well received by fans and critics. In 2013, she released her latest album, as of the production of this video, titled A, produced by Jürgen Olofsson, which included 10 tracks, including the single The One Who Loves You Now, and became her most successful album in the UK to date. Currently Agnetha leads a peaceful life in Sweden. It's truly remarkable how she managed to overcome so many obstacles and continue to pursue what she loves, even if in a limited capacity, which is music. Despite her reclusiveness, Agnetha is still loved and respected by her fans worldwide, who admire her contributions to music and her impressive career as a singer and songwriter. She possesses incredible strength. This was the story of Agnetha Fältskog. Please subscribe to our channel and share your comments. See you in another video.